All right, how's everyone doing? I'm Rich CELENZA. Thanks for stopping by, man. So, I'm at Starbucks. Go figure. Oh, man. I'm usually at Starbucks, a gym, or a restaurant, story of my life, or on an airplane, or a car. So anyways, I kind of just shooting some videos in Starbucks. It may be too loud. I don't give a shit. I'm sick of always continuously worrying about audio, but sometimes these ideas come to me. I just got to jump on them. Right? And actually, as I'm talking about this, I'm already forgetting what I wanted to go over. All right. Anyways, what did I want to go over here, my crazy ass? Oh yeah, breaking out of the norm. So this kind of goes to my Mastering Self-Confidence program, not just the blueprint to finding the woman of your dreams, even if you've been through a bad breakup or divorce. This just has to do with a lot of guys I see always expecting changes in their lives, never change. Expecting different results, wondering why their life is boring, wondering why they can't make new friends, wondering why they can't do all the things they always wanted to do. I'm going to tell you what your fucking problem is, and I go through this myself all the time. I've been through this. I can tell you firsthand, I'm always bored. I was raised in the nightclub bar industry, so from 2 to 14, my dad owned a nightclub. Then I ended up going to do some modeling and some acting, and then I moved to Florida to help my dad, who did vending in Florida. So I was in and out of gentlemen's clubs, nightclubs, discos, restaurants, till I was about 40 years old. So I was constantly surrounded by action. And everything else in life, when you kind of grow up in that realm, everything else seems like just boring, even the audio. I remember I was exhausted from concerts at 21 years old. I already seen hundreds of acts, hundreds of comedians, right? And you may think that's an amazing life. It was amazing as I look back at it, but after my father sold that business, actually I should go in between that craziness, I was making films, writing screenplays, creating my own clothing line, because I was almost like an adrenaline junkie as far as needing constant mental stimulation. I had to constantly be creating. My father's like that, and I also was going in and out of bars, collecting money. I was traveling a lot, even gambling, legally, illegally, all these things. I had all these things I felt like I had to get out of my life or do before I died, because I thought I was going to die at a very young age. Put that aside. So anyways, then I had children and I changed my game. But then after my father sold that business and I was done making films, I already made a few films. And I started traveling all over the country, North America for the most part, went to Italy. I kind of did everything I wanted to do in my life. I'm not going to lie, that I thought I would set out to do. I know people have all these aspirations of, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. I kind of, not lying, did what I thought. I did way more than I thought I'd ever do. And then I got caught in a rut. And it kind of paralyzed me, and that's when I came up with this Mastering Self-Confidence program. My friend said, Rich, why don't you're always trying to help people build confidence. And that's kind of what I want to do. And I wrote a book called The Wingman, which is a must-have guide to helping men find the women of their dreams and all these things, but it's not just about that. It's really about helping guys or men become what they really want to become, but really do it, man, like where it's not bullshitty. I know you watch, just like I did for you, I love The Secret, I love all these Tony Robbins dudes, I love all these guys that are always, giving you advice on how to raise money, how to do this, to become prosperous, all this, but it doesn't mean anything unless it really relates to you personally, if that makes sense. If I don't want to, they're always trying to tell you, even if it's stock market, I'm not into the stock market, real estate. I'm not saying it's bad, of course, go do that shit, but it didn't relate to me. Even I thought the entertainment business would relate to me. After time, it didn't. Everything started to aggravate me, and I don't know if you're like this, but a lot of things I love, I end up hating for some reason because I get obsessed with them, and then I go too far with it, and then I become bored with it. But I think that happens with us in life a lot of times. We become obsessed with things. I don't care if it's a video game. I don't care if it's making movies. I don't care if it's your job. We get engulfed with it, and then it becomes routine. And I think that's where a lot of people start going to drugs and alcohol, because a lot of times I think we do things. So I've seen this with my father and a lot of nightclub business owners and different things, that guys open bars and clubs. And once they fulfill their dream of doing that, they usually end up on drugs or alcohol because there's nothing else for them to do. And I've even seen that with athletes as well. So they'll be a professional athlete, they always want to be an athlete, they aim for being an athlete their whole life, and then they achieve it, and then they're kind of stuck. What do I do? Now this is my living, it has to be taken very seriously, and kind of the fun gets taken out of it. And I think that's where people start leaning towards other things for stimulation, mental, physically, it could be sex addiction, anything. But when it comes to my Mastering Self-Confidence program, I just want you to know that I want to help you in any way I can, but being realistic about who you are and what you really want. Don't be afraid to go after shit that you want to be and being judged all the time, because I always felt like I was always being judged, even as a father. Like, you know, I'm collecting money all the time, I'm in these shady places, or I'm in the nightclub business and all this shit, and I'm like, man, how do people perceive me? And you know what, you're going to be perceived the way you act, by your behavior and your goals, and no one's perfect. I have tons of friends that are multimillionaires, family members, and they're just as miserable as somebody who's just broke, I know as well. So don't think that a lot of times money is going to be the answer. Obviously, you hear it all the time. It really isn't. But what you want to do in your life, and I believe in helping others. That's the most rewarding thing in my life. You may find yourself it's the small things too in life that are going to really help you. So checking out the timer, I'm at 6 minutes. But if you get a chance, check out my Mastering Self-Confidence program. If you don't like it, I get it, fuck it. Just kind of, you know, whatever. You can also check my stuff out on YouTube. You can connect with me in other places. But I can assure you, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you regarding any of these things. I think I've probably had some crazy life experiences, much different than most. I know you hear that all the time, but I can assure you my lifestyle, starting from the minute I was born, was much different than almost anyone's I've ever met, regarding just being fortunate enough to be born into a family of fashion, and then also having family in the film business, and then having family in all these different types of business, including painting. And I'm not talking on a small level. My family, some of the companies they run are the largest painting and construction companies in the United States. So I've been fortunate to have unbelievable family, Italian family. I got like 140 cousins and all these things. So I have been around the block. So anyways, I wish you nothing but the best. Stay in touch. You get a chance. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and take care.